Ma,
Yes.
I used different name yesterday. That is why you did not see me.
Oh, okay. What was the name you used yesterday? Do you remember?
As a former.
Ah, okay. Oh,
Eh,
yes, you were in my class. Yes, definitely you were. That's nice. Good to have you back.
mm.
I can't hear you, Chantel. Can you talk? Unmute yourself first, actually. I'm not a missus, I'm a miss, okay? Nobody can hear you. I don't know if they can hear you, but I can't hear you. Maybe it has something to do with the headphone you're using.
I can't hear you.
You are not. There's something is wrong with your system. Did you change to another PC?
Hear me now.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, who's talking?
Chantel.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, thank God. How was your week?
Yeah.
Well, I
That's
saw
good. Was it? Was it? I feel like I slept well. How are you?
does the class commence 9:30 or 10 o'clock?
10 a.m. exactly. We'll be beginning. We'll have to give others time to show up. And this is actually, I come 30 minutes earlier for you all to ask me any question.
I
And to
came
make
by
sure
10,
you go
but
and
my internet wasn't working.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Is it stable now?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I think some people's internet is not stable. Some people has left, as I can see, like King David has left, Greatness has left.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's true. I think they'll still join back.
Hmm.
I'm not seeing a lot of people yet. Zion is not here. Paula, Emmanuel.
We only have 6
I've
people.
seen a lot of. Yeah, just five actually, because I'm also part of the participants you're seeing there. So you guys are just five. Okay. Were you able to try out the video gallery?
Yes, I was. And it came out
Okay.
well. My mom
It did?
that she's calling me
Hmm?
a hacker. I said, my mom started calling me a
Ready?
hacker.
Ah,
She said once I'm done with
that's
this course,
nice.
I'm room for cyber security.
Ah, that's nice.
So that she
That's
wants my
nice.
future to be very lucrative. So that one night she will say she wants to sleep in US. Next night she will say she wants to go and sleep in Hawaii.
Ah, that's nice. You have a wonderful mom. But you know, after this training, it's you can't learn everything about web development in 12 days, right?
Yeah.
It's not
Like
possible.
for example, the one you said for the form,
Yes.
yes, that one you said is advanced class.
Yes, good. There are so many things that I haven't even learned about web development. So that's why it's a learning step. You keep growing in this tech thing, you keep learning, you keep watching videos, you keep
Okay.
pushing yourself and trying to learn more. Yes. Okay. So before you jump to cybersecurity, make sure you already have web development at the tip of your finger at least, so that you actually know that you are good at this. So that when you now go to cybersecurity and it's not giving you the vibe that you want, at least you know what they are falling back to the one you love, right?
Can I at least see your face?
Okay, let's see. Can you see me?
Yes, I am. I like your hairstyle, really.
Huh?
I like your hairstyle.
Thank you. Ah, how's your sister?
Yeah, she's fine. She's having her own class outside. I'm in my room.
Okay. What's she learning? Scratch? or
Yeah,
graphics?
Scratch.
I hope she's learning.
Yeah, she really is. We've been doing Scratch since she was 3 and I was 5. And now I'm 10, she's 8. I'll be
Mm,
turning 11 in
that's nice.
September.
Oh wow, that's nice. That's really nice.
Okay. And she
Okay.
is a New Year baby, so she's December 31st. That's her birthday.
Oh, wonderful. Just close to 1st January.
Mm. And her best friend, coincidentally, is actually the January 1st.
See it. Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's nice.
Okay. Let's go
That's
for
nice.
other stories.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So I'll be turning off my video now so I can see you by 10. Okay, it's almost time. 8 minutes time. I'm not leaving, so you don't have to say bye. I'm still here.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm just turning off the video. Good.
Okay.
Mm.
Hello.
Yes. Hi.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning. How are you? Precious. Is that your name?
No, it's Victor. I'm using my sister's phone.
Oh, Victor. Were you in my class yesterday?
Yes.
Ah, are you sure?
Yes. Yes, ma.
Okay. Okay. Um, 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 um. We're 10, so I
Wait,
think
initially we were about 40 something.
yes.
The first
But
class
then
we
they
were
got
about
tired. Like 45 or so.
40.
Yeah, then drastically reduced to 19, 17,
I don't know why
14.
people
Like,
don't want to finish this course. This course is a one, most times when you get it, it will be very expensive. So they are giving you for free and you don't want to come. That's your problem.
exactly. But the thing is, it's not really for everybody. Some people will find it really difficult doing web development and prefer graphics, at least something that they'll just be doing and relaxing, just dragging and dropping. Do you understand? So people don't really have the strength to be checking if they'll write a code or not. They don't know it's cool. It's actually, yeah,
My
they
dad
don't know it's
wanted to
actually
go for
cool.
that web designing too, but
Ah,
he's an engineer. He's an IT engineer.
oh,
Um,
that's nice.
in his office, he's in the IT section. So he was
Wow.
thinking about doing web development, but when he saw the preview, he was like, "Well, I don't have strength for this. I beg."
You see? So yes, that's why most people don't really they saw it the first time, saw the first class, saw the code thing. You're wondering what does she even mean by HTML tag? I don't even understand what basic science is. So
I was
yes,
like that too, but it's interesting. I've
yes.
always
If you
seen
calm
that
down,
when things.
yeah, yeah, calm down, you really, really like. Okay, so I will. It's already 11:02, and I'm trying to let
11.
others join.
It's 10:02, not
Yeah.
11.
Yeah, Sorry, 10:02, and I'm trying to let others join, but it seems like it's just going from 9 to 11, 9 to 10. Are we okay? How many are we now?
We're 10.
Or 11.
Okay.
11.
No, we are
Apart
10.
from me,
Apart
we're
from
10.
now, we are 10. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning, Paula. How are you?
I'm fine. And you?
So what? I'm good. Why did you join so late?
I just had a class finishing. I was supposed to finish at 9:45, but it just finished at 10.
You have another class you're taking?
Yep. Class
Huh?
9. Yes. Class 9 to 10, 10 to 12.
Okay. Oh.
I have another class I'm taking, but that one is only on Saturdays, and that's Scratch. I already took the beginner for that course. There is a beginner Scratch course. That's for early STEMA. That's the name. Then now I'm taking the intermediate.
I also do
That's nice.
STEMA.
Paula, what
Okay, is
about
that
you?
the class you're
Scratch?
taking? So,
I also do early STEMA.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Wow. What course are you on now? I'm doing the intermediate.
I'm intermediate lessons to Scratch. We're almost at the end of intermediate lessons to Scratch part.
I just started last week.
But we're doing what do you call it? We're doing our end of course quiz today.
Okay.
So
Okay. 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 All right. That's fine. It's good that you're. Yes.
what are the certificates? And my mom told me about some certificates
For what exactly?
for the web development course. How do you get those certificates?
Okay, for this program,
Yes.
I feel that should be communicated to your mom and those in charge of that. I think my own business is teaching you, so those in charge of that are meant to take care of it. But I'll still ask before the end of the class. I'll still try to figure that out and let you know if there's something like that.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's just dive right in because today we're not going to have VS Code. We might, but I today we're going to do something different. So you have to
Finally.
just try and uh so I'll be sharing my screen now.
No,
So
you've
you
not.
have to I said I'll be sharing my screen now. Good. I will be sharing my screen. So today what we'll be learning is can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes,
Oops.
sir.
Yes, okay. So today we'll be learning the web
12 days.
design
Tomorrow is the
fundamentals.
last day.
Uh
You said 12 days, which means tomorrow is the last day.
the last class. But then
Yeah.
there's also Saturday, which is supposed to be the end of the program. So definitely we'll still see each other on Saturday because that's when you show me what you did. You can't just be in my class now. You show me something. Don't you think so?
You're right.
Good. So yes, the teaching ends tomorrow, but Saturday you have to show me something. So today we are going to learn the web design fundamentals, how to make beautiful websites. Okay, and the goals include we'll understand what makes a website good, and then we'll learn basic design principles. We'll also discover how to make websites user friendly. We'll apply color theory and typography basics. Then it will improve our existing project or your own
That's similar to
existing
what we
project.
did on the front page.
Exactly. You are actually very, very, very observant. So the point of today's class is the introduction of the whole web development is what I did. We talked about some things, but this time around, we are just strictly talking about web design, and that would be everything we're talking about. Okay, so there are a whole lot of things you need to know about designing. It's not just about knowing the code; it's about making it look actually good. And now, what is web design? Web design is how websites look and work. It combines art and it also combines science. What do I mean by art? Art is the part where you make things pretty, the things you see, while science is making things work. Like when I click on this, let this happen. This is where the advanced part come in, where JavaScript and some of the things that happens, animations, some things that happen in CSS, that something that makes your web design active in a way, okay, and not stagnant. That is where the science part comes in, making things work. And then
In our
why
assignment,
does
Abby, so we're going to use it.
what? Who is that?
And then we're using a chalkboard as our backdrop.
That sounds like
I've
my
used this
sister's
particular
teacher.
backdrop before when we did our math quiz game, right?
Is
Oh,
that
and Miss
So, and then
Ijoma. Miss
we'll code for our
Ijoma.
paddle first. After coding for our paddle,
Miss Ijoma? Yes.
we'll code for the line. And then we then code for our
Miss Ijoma.
Yes, Miss Ijoma. So have you muted? Who did that? Okay, good. So
But she
we're
has been
back.
muted all this while.
Yeah.
So how
Okay.
how will I be able to hear her?
I don't know. I don't really know what's happening, but it's fine. Can you still hear her now?
No, I can't.
Okay, good. Now let's continue. Why does design matter? Okay. Why is it that you have to put so much effort in designing your website? That's because first impressions matter. Okay. And it happens in milliseconds. Like when you just open a website and the color just too overwhelming for you.
game,
There's so
Scratch
many.
Ball
Hey,
game.
who is doing this to me in my class? Who is that?
Okay, Miss Ijoma, you're in the wrong class.
Eh? I don't understand. I don't understand. What's going on?
Maybe, but don't you can have the link to the class?
Wait, let me mute this and come right back.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you all still hear me?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
So please, can I know why I was hearing that voice in the first place?
Oh,
Is someone
boy.
playing the scratch class in the background?
No.
No.
So sorry, ma.
Who is that?
Zoe.
Zoe.
Why the one playing that?
Zoe.
Why the one playing that, Zoe?
Right library.
Yes.
And you look for your ball. Our ball is
Please, can you stop? Good. So are we all together?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry for the delay, Abeg.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So you can still see my screen, right?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So yes, when okay, good. I'll be talking too much today and huh? Oh god. Okay, now design is really important because once you step into a web page and the color is just too overwhelming, you see purple, you see red, you see red again, you see green, like, and it's not shrine that they are trying to build though. It's a website. It's a website, and you come in there, you'll be like, "Hey, what is this? What am I looking at?" Okay, it's frustrating. So when a design is bad, uh, it frustrates the users. And when a design is good, it builds trust. When I come into a web page that is calm, like everything is just well structured, I want to see the next thing they have to talk about. I'll just keep scrolling until I get the detail
There
that
are
the
some
website is talking
particular
about.
very websites that I entered, but the color is just too bright, like white and red combined.
You see, even if they'll have to use white and red, it should be like they should proportion it in such a way that it doesn't get too overwhelming, too overwhelming in their eyes. Okay, now design affects how people feel about your website, so you have to be really, really like put in your all when you want to start creating your own web page.
Yeah.
Now there is a design process. Step one is planning your website. First of all, before you start doing anything, you have to be sure that there's something you want to do, right? Either you want to design something for shopping, design design an e-learning platform, or you want to just design something about your family. You have to plan it. What am I trying to do? And then you have that picture in your head. You get a paper and sketch it if it's possible. If you feel you might forget what you are thinking about, it's best to sketch it out. Let's say you want your nav to be here. You draw something like, you know how a nav looks like. You draw it, and then okay, I want to have a text here. I want to have an image here. You draw it, and maybe just shade it and probably write the color you want to use for that part. When you say red in the background, come down, give it a little space. However you want your website to look, it's actually very good if you sketch it because it helps you in the long run. When you look at your sketch, you say, okay, I've not added a button yet. Oh, that's true. You quickly go and do that. And then after sketching, the next thing you have to do is to build. Okay, that's where you create your own website. After creating that thing you sketched, you have to test it. Yeah? How do you test it? You ask others to try it out because most of the time we get blinded by our efforts. Maybe you are designing and then you're already tired. You look at your screen and you say, "Oh, this is perfect." And you don't even know that it's actually not perfect until you ask somebody to come and assess it for you. Maybe you ask your little sister, come and check this out. Is it nice? Okay, they'll be like, hey, this color is not nice. So can you use something else? Or you have to actually ask trusted people, not people you feel that would want to just say anything they feel like saying. You ask people that really, really, that you really confide in, a lot of persons, if possible. And then when they assess this for you, what do you do? Step five, you improve. If they see something wrong with your website, what do? You improve. You make it what better. You don't leave it that way, saying in your head that, do you know how much I suffered to do this now? You improve because if they complained about it, that means your users definitely, when they get into that website after you're done creating it, that means definitely they'll complain about that same thing. So that's why it's necessary to not just build and publish. It's best to build, test, and then improve it. Okay? Now, knowing your audience, am I still communicating?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good, good. So you need
ma'am.
to know your
Yes, ma'am.
audience. Who will be visiting? Okay, good. So now you need to know who will be visiting your website and what they want to do there. Example, if it's for kids, you have to create it in such a way that when a kid comes into this page, they will find it really nice. Like this is a little seal kids, and they use orange and blue, just a pop of colors. Normally, I might not use this color when I'm creating, but if you are designing for kids, definitely you want to do something that kids will find nice, right? If you're designing for
Yes,
something else, yes. If you're not designing for something else, you design based on that thing you are trying to design. Now we are going to be learning the core design principles. Okay, the first one is balance. The second one is contrast. The next one is emphasis. And then the other one is unity. Now, balance. Balance is where you distribute elements evenly on the page. There are two types of balance. The first is the symmetrical balance. This is where you balance your elements to be equal on both sides. While the other one is asymmetrical balance, different but balanced. They are not equally distributed, but then they are still balanced. Let me show you what I mean. Now this is the symmetrical balance. This is where you have something like this, equal, then equal space here, equal space here. Just align to the middle. This is balance. Everything like let me check this because I like using this. This is page now. It is like split into two. One content is here, the other one is here. Okay,
yes,
do you
ma'am.
get that?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Another like it's split into
Yes, ma'am.
two. The text goes to this part, the image goes to this part. Here, equal space here, and you have three boxes evenly distributed. Good. This is what the symmetrical balance looks like, and mostly symmetrical balance was used here. For instance, is where you try to make something what asymmetrical. That is maybe the image will now be will take water. Can you see this one is taking up like this part, while this one is actually taking up more of it, but it is still nice, still what balanced. Let me show you an image that talks about the wait. Did you see the link school I showed you now?
what?
Did you see? I actually shared another
Yes,
screen.
ma'am.
Did you see when I opened the link school website?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
Symmetrical
Are you sure?
balance. That's what we're seeing.
No. Yeah. You see? Okay. I wasn't sharing the other screen that I was showing you now. Let me share my. Let me share the screen. I'm just talking. I thought you were seeing it too. Okay.
I thought you were of the slide.
Okay, no. I was here. No, who is singing? We are not in music class. Can you see this here? Can you see like this link school?
Yes,
Can you see it
ma'am.
now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Can you see that
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
equally divided? Like, good. This is equally divided into half, where you have your content here and you have another one here. And this was done like using Flex. I drew that, right? And it was
Yes, ma'am.
giving space between. So that is how I got that symmetrical balance that I'm talking about. It's also an example of what symmetrical balance, where it's equal size here, equal here, everything. And this one looks like that, though this one is bigger, but this is symmetrical balance where it is equally distributed. Then the asymmetrical, you can see that this is not half. This one is the space here is actually bigger than the one here, and it has like different sections. But when you look at this, it is balanced. Like it's not everywhere. You don't see one box here, another box here, another box at this side, because you know how to create a box using a div. You now decide to just go and drag and drop it anywhere you want. Just drop it anywhere you want. You have to make everything balanced. I can you still see my screen? Can you see
Yes,
my
ma'am.
screen?
Yes, ma.
Okay. So the next thing you need to note is contrast in design. This is very, very important because when you are making, when you are creating a website, you have to make different elements stand out from each other. What do I mean by this? When you are creating a dark background, like let's say your background is black, what should be the color of your text?
Yellow.
It should be light. A little bit light.
Yes. Yes. If you're using a dark background, you have to use something light. Either you want to use yellow or white, like something that can be visible. Because there's no way you have a black background and you use a black text to as your paragraph or title black. Do you think the text will show?
No.
No, ma'am.
No.
Good.
No, ma.
Because you cannot be blending. It will because you cannot be blending black and black and expect it to be there invisible. Even think you didn't type anything until you now check your styling and see that I gave you the color of black. Is it the same for everybody? Is it the same for everybody? Can you all hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma.
ma'am.
Yes, ma.
Can you all
Yes, ma.
hear
Yes,
me?
Yes,
ma'am.
ma.
Or did I mute
Yes, ma.
myself? So now the next okay, it's okay. So now when you want to make your background color to be what black, remember to add every other thing you be adding should be something that will be seen. If you want to add you shouldn't be adding an image that is black. It will be the background, and people will not know that you're adding an image. Okay, you have to go for something that will be seen. White text, just like this one now. This is a white background. That's why they chose a darker color. They didn't use white. This is a bright. I don't know. Is this white? No, it's not really white. It's not white. I
Kind of
think it's
like
something like
light
Milk.
gray.
ash.
Type of
Light gray.
Yeah, something
like an
grayish,
ash
like a
color.
light gray. Yeah, that's why they did
This
not use a white text. Good. So that's why they didn't use a white text. They made the color darker because you have to consider the fact that the background color you are using is already light. So what you're adding should not be what bright a darker color. Okay, and this one as well that is orange. They use white. This one that is this a shade of blue? They used white. Now the next one we are talking about is emphasis in design. If you want something to stand out, you have to make sure you make it stand out. I didn't say you should go and keep a width of 1,000 pixels so that it will cover up the entire screen and make it stand out. No, no. You have to make it big, then you shouldn't make it too big. You can see this thing we have here, not the entire screen. And if you want to grab attention, bright colors grab attention. Not that you should make like a witchcraft. You make it gold and what's balanced. Now you still talk about this space. So the next one is where all parts work together as a whole, where you use consistent colors, fonts, and style. What do I mean by colors, fonts, and style? If you decide that you are using, let's say, orange and blue for your website, you make sure you are using orange and blue for the entire website. Like you add orange in the first page, blue, second page, orange and blue, third page. Like you don't go and you be deciding to, if you decided the first page that you want to use orange and blue, next page when you're getting to the bottom, you'll be like, okay, I think this one needs to be red though. Or maybe I can use purple here. I think this page will be prettier if I use
or blue, white, orange.
Yes,
Blue, white, and
blue.
orange.
Yes, 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 and yes. Okay. So if to another page still, let's check if the network for it to load quickly. If you go to another page still, you will see that it still means it's still blue, orange, blue, orange, blue, orange, everywhere. Okay, I did not suddenly decide that okay, since I'm working on this page now, maybe let me just make this one green and and then my pricing. I'll decide to make my pricing yellow or pink because I want to. No, it will not be consistent. Doesn't make sense now. Check. If you're picking one color, you're picking two. Any you have to keep using it throughout that way. Hey, who is talking? I don't want this, please, all of you. Mm? Now, the next thing I want you to know is this. There's something called F pattern. Am I still communicating?
Yes, ma.
Yes,
Like
ma'am.
at this point, I don't understand what I'm trying to teach. Huh? At this point, are you getting the class? Are you really understanding what I'm trying to teach you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
There's something called F pattern. Good. What I'm teaching you is web design because tomorrow we'll be creating a website like a full something, just something good, just something. Tomorrow we'll be doing that. So I want you to just have certain things in mind before we begin. And the F pattern is when you open a website, when you open a web page, people always tend to just move in the F pattern. You're seeing this F here, right?
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This means people like it's not like it's a law or anything. It's not something like people learn. But most of the time when we go through a page, a web page, it's not like we're trying to read a textbook or something. How you scan through it is you, who is doing that to me?
But what needs to be done will be done.
That's
Do you understand me? So if you want to capitalize on we are not going to.
Zion's mom. Zion, mute yourself, please. Tell your mom that you are actually unmuted and we can hear her. Now, let me continue. Okay. Now we will go back and now this is how people go scroll through a web page. Okay, let me go back and show you. When you open a website, you just first thing that goes through your head is to go this way, the nav. Okay, this is what they have. You go down, and then you use your eye and move across a bit, just like you're getting an F. Just be scanning through, and then you come back to the what bottom. Okay, that is how most people scan through a website. You just move. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. Okay, just be scanning through. They scan down the left side, just move to like, you know how if you know those places that when you open a web page that you quickly just check out, put important things along this pattern. Okay, the nav should be there. Definitely, because that's the top that people always actually look at when they open a web page. It should be there and it should look organized. Then you scan down, and the next thing should be the heading, and then just that F pattern. Just be putting important things along that pattern because that's where people normally try to look at when they are going through when they are scanning through a web page. Now, there's something so important you need to know. It is called white space or empty space. Hmm? Empty space is not wasted space. Okay. And when you hear people say white space, when you hear me say white space, I don't mean that the background color has to be white, must. It can be white, but then it can be blue. What we are talking about is empty space, not adding content that place. Okay, as long as you don't add content that place, it is empty, it is a white space. Even though the space might be looking green, white space is equal to empty space, so the color must not be white. The background color mustn't be white before you know that you're adding space and it is a white space. No, if this background color is even green, like this one here, like here, this is a white space. Negative space is what? White space, like this place. Now, even though the background color is blue, it is still a white space because I did not pack text around it. And why is a white space important? Why white? It helps focus attention on content. Okay, if you come to a website and everything is just gluing to each other, you know, this one is right beside the other one, this one is right beside the other one, it will not be able to breathe and you will not even know what you are trying to read. Now look at this. Can you see the images I have here? This one and the two. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? Okay, am I not talking to one person?
Yes,
Can you all hear me?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Good.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's okay.
Yes.
Good. Good. Now, can you see that this one here has spaces? Can you see this? The line has another space before the next one. The line space is okay. The white space around it is actually very okay. Unlike this one now, the text is actually very, very large. The H1 they use is they increase the font like crazy. Now it's seeping into the image, seeping into this one and taking up a whole lot of space. Now look at this text. The text you can't even see it properly because after this line, another line, after this line, another line, after just merged together. Unlike this one that is breathing, when you come to a website and you see it this way, you'll be like, okay, this is you read it properly. Even when you get a novel most of the time and it's too tiny and cluttered together, most of the time you don't even want to continue. You get tired of reading that novel. I don't know if you've ever experienced something like that. If the font of a novel is very, very tiny, for me personally, huh?
Not that bad.
If the font of a no- for me personally, if the font of a novel is too tiny, yes. If the font of the novel I'm trying to read is too tiny and so close to each other, most of the time I get tired of it.
Also,
I'll get tired of it. Huh?
most of the times I continue reading if I don't have anything to do.
Yes, you have to continue reading it, but sometimes it can be frustrating. Now, mind you, what you are reading is a novel, and it's actually bearable because you know that it's telling a story. Now, this one is a website, and it's not trying to tell you any story. You want to find information, and you didn't come there because you feel like it's because you need to be there. So, and if they now make it frustrating for you, you just be like, hey, this is not what I signed up for. You just keep searching and searching until you find a web page that talks about what you want and that actually looks good. Okay, people might still be there, but they will not be coming to your web page often, or they will not even want to hire you again because you don't create good websites. So when you're creating, you have to make sure you add spaces, let them breathe. It makes your website feel clean and organized. Okay. Now, another thing to consider is the color theory basics. Mm? Colors create feelings and moods, and you should really, really make use of your color wheel when you are trying to create a website. What do I mean by this? And you know your color wheel. You've seen this before. I'm sure that most of you have seen something like this color wheel.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Where you have your primary colors, you have your secondary colors, you have your tertiary
Secondary colors
colors.
and tertiary colors.
In the mid,
Yes. Yes. Good.
intermediate color.
Exactly. So, okay. Now there's something called color relationships. It doesn't end here, but then I just listed the ones because that's what I want us to talk about. There's something called complementary colors. That's colors opposite each other in the color wheel. Have you ever heard of complementary colors?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Good.
ma'am.
Do you know
Yes.
an example? Do you know an example of a complementary color?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give me?
Green.
Like blue and yellow.
Blue and
Blue
orange.
and orange.
Green.
Huh?
Green. Green.
Green and what?
Green and something like orange and red.
No. Yeah, it makes sense if you say you can combine orange and red and it will look nice. But that's not what a complementary color is. Can you see this color wheel here? Huh?
Yes.
Complementary colors are the colors opposite each other. Can you see this one? It's opposite this one. Good. This green now is opposite to red. This
Red.
one, I think this is a shade of purple or so. It's opposite to this one,
Yes, ma'am.
this shade
Light
of
green.
green. Yes, yes. Now this another
Light
shade of
green.
purple is now opposite to I think
Yellow.
this.
Yellow.
Yes.
This is yellow.
Good.
Yellow.
hmm So now these are the complementary colors. Okay. The ones opposite each other in the color wheel are called the complementary colors. Good. And also now, why
Complementary
do
colors.
you always use the complementary colors? Most of the time, they go well.
Some of
They go
them
well
match
together.
actually.
Yes. You might think it will match, but then when you try to combine it, it actually makes sense. And how do you use these colors in your website? You don't go about adding it in equal proportion. One has to be higher. Now, if you check out my Linsco app once again, you can see that I used two complementary colors, right? And what are the
Yes.
complementary colors I used?
Blue and orange.
Good. Can you see I have more of blue in my website than I have orange?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Because when you are using complementary colors, you don't use it in equal proportion. You don't Informer, unmute yourself when your background is less noisy. Don't unmute now until your background is quiet, please. I really don't want distractions in this class. Can you see I'll be doing more of the talking and talking. So you should not stress me too much now, please. Okay, now
Okay.
good. So now you can see that I used more of blue because I want to have more of blue and orange. But orange is just in several, just few places. Just my icons, mostly my icons is where I used orange. Okay. I used it in mostly my icons. You don't go and make it equal. So because you now used orange, you use blue here. The next one I'll use orange, big orange. You add it in specific places because it looks better when you make one bigger than the other. If you want to, if it's green, let's say you want to use green for your web page, like this, let's say it's green in place of this blue I used. Now the complementary color of green is red. What do? I just look for small places like the button. Now I might make my button to be red, but this background is green. No, I make it red and then look for another icon, make it red. Just a touch. It's not okay to look bulky. It shouldn't be equal. Okay, it will make it look messy. That's one thing you should note. Now there is something else called Analogous. Have you ever heard something like that before?
Like what?
Analogous colors. That's analogous colors.
No,
No, ma.
Okay. Now these colors are the ones sitting close to each other in a color wheel, like 1, 2, 3. Colors next to each other are the analogous colors. And most times when you merge them, it makes sense most of the time. It's just these ones. This one now, 1, 2, 3 are the analogous colors. 1, 2, like these ones, as long as they are sitting close to each other, they are what analogous colors. Okay.
Okay, ma.
Complementary is opposites. Analogous comes this way, just next to each other. The other one we'll be looking at is monochromatic. Monochromatic what?
Colors.
Colors. What do I mean by monochromatic? One
Colors
color,
with
different
different
shades. Okay? One color, different shades of it. Like if you want to actually use just one color for your website, it's actually possible. The only thing you need to do is if you use a lighter shade of green, is this green or teal?
ma.
What's the problem?
Excuse me, ma.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Maybe
Who is calling me now? I can hear you.
Ma, please. Ma, it's me. Ma, the pixels and frame rates of your screen sharing are pretty low, making it look like weirdly low poly screen sharing.
I didn't hear what you said. Who is even talking?
It's me,
Who is
Zoe.
talking?
Okay, I said me, Zoe. The pixels and frame rate of your screen sharing are pretty low.
The pictures you're seeing on my screen, like here.
No, the pixels and frame rate of your screen sharing are pretty low. It's
Okay,
hanging.
okay.
It's simple.
Oh, is that the same for everybody?
No.
Clear.
Can you see my screen very well?
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma.
The way I think it's possible that your network is a little bit messed up at this point. Maybe give me time to process to actually pick up. Okay, since everybody can see my screen, there's no way it should be just you. So now this is what I mean by monochromatic colors. When you pick one shade, you can use different that same color in different shades. Let's say that I want blue and orange. Okay, let me say now you can see that this is actually a navy blue background. It's still a shade of blue, right?
Yes, ma.
Good. I didn't say because I'm using just I didn't say because I used just one. This is not even one blue. I merged two blue colors. It's a gradient. Yes. I used two shades of blue for here. You can use one though, but I'm telling you that it is not strictly reserved to one shade of blue. There is something called monochromatic. You are allowed to use different shades of one color as long as you don't it allows you not pack so many colors in your website. If you're using two, you can just be making it another shade of blue, another shade of blue, another shade of orange, but still orange, but another shade of it. So it is allowed. It is really, really allowed. Now let's go back. Colors have meaning. So if you are creating a website, you know that the color you are using is yes.
Are you going to do a practical of this? Oh.
Because we'll be creating a website tomorrow. I want you to see first what the design is all about. Okay. We're creating a website tomorrow.
Okay.
What the nav, the body, and all the footer. So I want you to know what a real website should look like. Okay, everything
Ma,
it should have.
this color meaning you're telling us about, don't they do this in the graphic design course? 'Cause my brother told me all about this.
Yes, they also do it there because you know web development.
Excuse me, ma. If we choose a color with a bad meaning, doesn't mean our website is bad.
If you use what? No, just colors have meaning. So it doesn't mean it's bad as long as you are using it for a good purpose. Mm? It doesn't
Okay,
mean
ma.
it's bad, just that colors have meanings. I'm just trying to show you that colors have meanings. So wait, Paula, did I answer your question?
Yes, ma.
Good. So as long as you're a web developer, you still need to know your colors, know placement. Most of the things you do in graphics, just that graphics is just about dragging and dropping, while web development is coding and coding. Good. So we'll go back to the class. Did someone ask me something?
No, ma.
Okay. Did you send it now? Okay, now let's go back to the class. So colors have meanings, okay? When you pick color red, you are picking it for excitement, energy, attention. You pick color blue, you're picking trust. You're trying to say that your brand is about trust, calm, reliability. You use green, probably saying that it's about nature, growth, health. Yellow, every color has its own meaning. I'm just trying to let you know that it has its own meaning. That doesn't mean that people or everybody knows what it means, okay?
The
But you as a
colors
designer,
are
you should.
actually saying now, it actually makes sense because I saw an advertisement for a therapy, like therapy website, and it was using green as its main color. And then I saw another
And you
one,
what?
it was using
You were
green
just
as its main
okay.
color, and I saw another one for growing like the
Plants
greenhouse gases, yes, plants and all that. It was talking and it
and they
used
use green.
green, yes, also.
See, so now you see why people go for meanings, right?
Yeah,
If your website is about something, can you see green is about nature, about health, about growth?
yeah.
So if you're creating a website about it, you most of the time you have to go and research a color that should be suitable for something like that. That is where this one now pops up, and you say, okay, green is actually nice. And then when you use green, that means you have to look for if either decide to use just green in different shades, or you can just decide to add a touch of a complementary color inside just to make it, pop if you want to. Okay. So now this is telling you now that most brands actually yellow means happiness, optimism, warning and all. Purple, creativity, luxury, mystery. Now these are some brands, and the logo, their brand color. This one is McDonald's, right? If I'm right.
Yes,
Yes,
ma.
this one here. Yes, and they use
Yes,
yellow, and yellow is, if you check the meaning of yellow, it means optimism, warmth, clarity, and what? Hunger. This is the most important one, hunger. So they picked something related to what they're trying to talk about and used it. Now these ones, I don't even know most of the brands here. I do recognize Marvel because I watch, yeah, I watch their shows. Now this is about excitement, power, bold. This one here, I think I recognize this one. HP, I recognize Twitter, and it's talking about trust, strength, dependable, futuristic. Now you know that most brands go for their color based on what that color is actually talking about, what the color represents. Okay,
Okay, ma.
good.
Okay, ma.
So now choosing a color scheme, make sure you are using nothing more than three or just two to three. If you must combine colors, make sure you're using two to three colors max for the entire website. Don't go and be using green, yellow, blue, pink, purple inside one website. Please. And most of the time, you should consider using one primary color, one secondary color, and then one accent. What do I mean by accent color? These colors are mostly bright. The colors you use for buttons, like what you want people to see. Okay. If you want people to notice that this is a button that they should click, you might use something colorful, something that will attract them. And it has to really blend with the website you are working with. Okay, you don't just go and abruptly get a color. You just go and decide to use any color you want because it should pop. You should also make sure it matches with the other colors you are using. Okay, so I'm telling you now that the highest you should use when you're choosing colors is three. Highest. Okay, 1 to 3 highest. Don't go more than that so that your website will not look like something else. And now there are font rules for beginners. Use no more than 2 fonts per website. Okay, make sure the font.
The kid has touched me though. I have
Okay, can you also hear me?
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay.
Yes, ma.
So make okay, good. So all right. So size matters. Okay, headings should be bigger than paragraphs normally. You already know. When you want to add a heading, your heading actually should stand out because what's a heading if it has the same size as your paragraph? Okay, but you shouldn't make it like too large, but at least make it look like a heading, you know. And remember contrast when you are using fonts. If your background is white, your text should be a dark color. If your background is dark, your text should be a light color. Okay. So now when you are using a font, you make important things stand out. Okay. Now look at this. These are two the same website though, the same type of thing that you're trying to present. Now, this is a bad design. Do you know why? Because huh? It's too what? Apart from yes, it's actually close. It's clustered, and now there's something like I'm seeing that there's Thursday here, oh, and then there's Friday, there's Saturday. But you will not really know until you actually look at this one because exactly what's here is what's here. You will not know until you look at this one and you see, oh, they're even trying to talk about Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Can you see they highlighted it? Made it stand out from yes, they made it stand out from the other thing they want to talk about. Unlike this one that added everything to one line, just made it capital letter, and then we're supposed to be happy now. No, you make it what stand out. It's all looking too big, but it's bold. It's bold and stands out. It's actually and these ones they are using 2 fonts, but then this font and this font look alike. So what's the point of using the same fonts? Like, what's the point of using fonts that look alike if you're trying to use 2 fonts in a website? And if you check this one, if you take a look at this website, you see that the font here is different from the one here. Yeah, it's actually really different from it, and this one is different from this one here, and it looks very pretty. Unlike this one here now, this is another one, but still with the same information. This is another font. Everything here, you be like, okay, what are they even trying to say here? What are they trying to? So when you are creating a website, that's where you put in your sense because I'm sure I'm working with geniuses here. All of you are like pretty smart. That's why you have to, like you say, okay, let me use this here. It should stand out a bit. And okay, I want to use this font. And then if I'm trying to talk about another heading, which is Thursday, it should actually look like a heading, even though it will not look like my highest title, just another size. But then let it stand out from the paragraph. Okay. And now, images in web design. I have talked about this a number of times, and I said you should add images to your website, but I didn't say you should go and just be creating gallery everywhere you go in your website. Just be adding image, add image, add image, add image. Just like good enough, but not too much, so that you don't tell them. So it doesn't look like what they are reading is a textbook. As you are giving space, you add image, let it just breathe and look cozy. Now you should consider high quality and relevant images. High quality images. Then resize images to fit your design. Also use the alt. I told you, what does the ALT do in your image tag?
It's for accessibility in case you didn't put
It's
your
for
code properly.
Okay. Someone else, what do you have to say about the ALT? So nobody knows what ALT is apart from Paula. Was it Paula that answered me now?
Yes, ma'am.
So does anybody else know what the ALT does inside the image tag? I'm talking about the image tag. What does the ALT do? The alternative? You don't know. Hey,
It names a image.
good. I was thinking that was it just Paula that was in my class, and I've said it like 1,000 times, even in my videos. So the ALT helps you name it. What does it mean? It only appears when your image. Okay, good.
Needs a
It
name.
only appears. Yeah, it only appears if your image doesn't show in the browser. Just like we're adding source in the video gallery that we are creating. In case this one is not supported, do this one. In case this one is not supported, download it instead. Stuff like that. That's the same way it works in images. The alt helps you. Okay, who is that? Zion, when did you start being so noisy? Zion, if you unmute yourself and you are still noisy, I will not be happy. Okay, so next, are we all together?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So if the
Yes,
image
ma'am.
is good, so now when you are creating an image tag, I don't know. At this point, I feel maybe I should actually show you what I mean by image tag. Now here, that your, because I don't know if I'm now speaking in parables that made you all not, most of you not to understand what I mean by alt. When you do the image, this comes right. It's meant to be there, and this is where you write the name of the image you added. In case the image I'm adding here is about flowers. Okay, if the image I'm adding here is about flowers, then maybe my alt should say something about, like, let's say a beautiful flower, or a yellow flower, something like that, so that in case your image doesn't show in the browser, let's say that you mistakenly removed, let's say, some letters here. Let's see if the browser will recognize this. Oh my god.
Let's go, ma'am. Can we add alt?
No, what you add for video is that, so I taught you source, right? I think I've got it with source, where you add different formats, or a text below it that says, sorry, your browser is not supported, something like that. So now let's see what will happen to this one now. This is what we worked on yesterday. So can you see that this thing is now showing me flower?
Yes.
Can you all see?
Yes.
It's showing me that my alt, because I intentionally deleted some things in this image, so that you see, let's say, this is how my image should be naturally. This is how my image should be. This is how it should be. It should be like this. But then I decided to remove just a letter from it or two, so that it will not be, if the name is not complete, there's no way your image will show now. So let's see. Now, in case your browser, in case you made a mistake with your image, at least when people go through that part, they see, okay, it's actually a flower that is supposed to be here. You get? Can you see what it does, what the alt does? It only works if that image doesn't show. Alternative. It means alternative. So did you get this part?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So we go
ma'am.
back to the class. Good. So we go back to the class
Yes,
and we
ma.
say, that's wonderful.
Yes, ma.
So we go back and you should also consider photos for realism, illustrations, concepts, icons for navigation. Then navigation design, I've talked about this over and over. I don't need to say anything about it again, but then let me
Please, I
just
have a
rush through
question.
it. Yes.
Ma'am, please, I have a question.
Yes. What's the question?
Yesterday, when I was creating a website for somebody, right?
You've already started creating for somebody. Okay.
My mom mentioned something that I can't publish it, that if I want people to see it, I have to pay.
Yes, it's all like Google Sites. Google Sites is free. Okay. Google Sites is free
So I don't have to
because
pay.
for Google Sites,
No, not Google site. If you try to publish it on Google.
Yes, ma'am.
Google Sites is free. Google Sites is free. But if you are coding and you want to publish your website, you need to pay. But there are some free platforms though. Just few free ones. But most of the time you have to pay. Most of the time. You have to pay so that it gets published. But there are some free platforms. There are some free ones. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Good. But then I will find the free ones and I'll list it out for you probably tomorrow.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, okay, so I've taught you about navigation. You've seen the same image like 35 times already. So you already know what the navigation does. And we've actually built one before, we've created one. So you should learn to keep it simple and consistent. Users should always know where they are, where they can go, and how to go back. So you don't create a page, add a navigation bar, create another page, and decide, okay, I don't need the navigation bar here. Let me just continue creating my thing. How would they go back? Okay, even if you don't want to have a navigation bar there, which you should have, at least create a button that takes them to another page, to the previous page on the next. Because if they are able to get to another page and not find their way back, they'll be lost. So the navigation bar helps them to easily toggle through the pages you have in your website. The next one is mobile friendly design. Mobile friendly is where you know that where you get that more than half of web traffic is on phones. What do I mean by this? Most of the time, you don't move around with your laptop. Okay, you don't move around everywhere with your laptop. The easily accessible thing is always the phone. So that's why when most people design their web page, they always start by designing the screen size. Okay, there's a way to do that. You start designing for the small screen first before you start designing for the large screen. That doesn't mean you start designing everything all over again. There's something called media query, or at least some of these Flexbox, the Flex I taught you.
Yes,
I taught you Flex now, display Flex.
yes, ma.
Yes, ma.
Because most of the time Flex Flex actually makes that content you use Flex for to be responsive. When you use Flex and you open Flex for like let's say three containers, and you open it in a mobile phone, you open it in a tablet, they come out looking nice because it's Flex. It comes with that property that makes websites look good in different screen sizes. Okay. And there's something else called grid. Grid does almost the same thing as Flex. This wants to make your website responsive when you are using it to do some things. Now, if you use percent, instead of pixels. Mm? It can be responsive as well. I don't know if I don't want to get you confused. Okay, right. Certain tools you use that make it responsive, and there's something called way. And we're supposed to talk about it, but I told you before, there is no way you will every single thing about um about web development in just 12 days. It's impossible. So you have to research these things, okay? How to make a website responsive is your duty. Like I'm giving you that as a personal assignment. You start by making the screen, you design it for small screens, okay? And what is the next thing we have to see? Visual hierarchy. Visual hierarchy is arranging elements by important techniques.
Mommy,
Zion, Zion. Okay. Are we all still together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now in the visual hierarchy is remember that size matters. When you use a bigger text, it means you want people to notice it. Like when you just quickly look at this, the first thing that your eyes gets attracted to, apart from the tantalizing thing here, is the text. If you're tired of waiting for your meal, it stands out, it pops out, and it makes you like, okay, what's this? Nice. And then color. If you want attention, brighter colors work. This is not part of the website, so it's just like a background given to this particular thing here. This is actually the main website. If you check well, you see the navigation bar here, and then the content, which is the main and the body inside here. This is the body, the main actually. Okay, so the color they chose is actually nice. It pops, but not too much. It's not too much. They didn't like make everywhere orange, 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 or you know. They chose just orange and just a touch of the food here that has different colors is already making the website pop already. But the color here is just orange, if you notice, but it still makes sense. And then they made use of what white space. What did I tell you white space is?
White space is empty space. It doesn't have to be exactly white.
Good. You see, empty space. You can see them here. That they didn't try to force other things to enter here. They didn't try to suffocate every other thing like cross side close to each other. Now this is an image. You still have space. So you have just the website is breathing. Okay. Now we should also remember positioning. The top center. You know, is actually where you place important stuff. The top and the center. Then consistency in design, I've talked about it already, where I told you that if you're using two colors for a website, know that you're sticking to the two colors that you picked. If you're using three, know that you're sticking to them. And I told you not to use not more than three colors. It doesn't make sense. Okay. Then if you're using two fonts for the entire website, make sure you're sticking to just the two fonts. Don't decide to add one more. Okay. And then spacing. Consistency is important. Now, there are some design mistakes. Design mistakes include too many colors or too many fonts, text that's hard to read, cluttered pages with no white space, confusing navigation, slow loading large images. Now, this is not really clear, but at least you can see that this website is looking messy. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't even know where the navigation bar is. Yes. Like it's just a whole lot. Like I don't even understand what they are trying to do here. I don't even know what it's talking about. But this one is clean. Not perfect, but clean. At least I know that this top is where they have their nav bar. And they have an image here that has a text right next to it. And they have a button. Even though their website is just so beautiful, but it's way better than this one because I don't even know. Looking like, I don't know, one kind of concussion. So nice. So it shouldn't be like this when you are creating a website. It should not even look in any way like this. Okay. Now, design
Okay.
checklist. Good. Design checklist. As you're after designing, what do? You check if your content is easy to read. Okay. Are your fonts too tiny? Do you like place things where they should be, or did you mess it up? You also check if the important things you want them to notice is standing out. You check if these ones are standing out. That is where you ask somebody that, come and look at this my website. You ask your sister, come and look at this my website. What's the first thing you notice when you look at it? If they tell you that the text is attracting them, or the image, and that is what you want people to see, then you know that you did a good job. But if they tell you something else is not taking their attention, you take away that attention from that thing and give it to that thing you want to. If it's something else because of the color you gave that thing that is getting that your sister's attention, and that is not where you want people to notice. Hmm? It's not where you are targeting, but that's where their eye is going to. And it's because of the color that your sister noticed it or your mom noticed it. You take away that color from there and give it to where you want to notice, or at least you make that one neutral so that people's eyes will not go to that place thinking that, okay, this is what this website is talking about. So you make it neutral. Good. Now, the next thing to do is make your navigation clear, like I said. And you also check if your colors are working together. If you design a website and you're going through it like, hey, this color, I should see is nice like this, then you know that maybe something is wrong with that color. Because if you choose the appropriate color, you know, even without being told, you know that, okay, this is nice, I'm doing a good job. So you have to make sure that your colors are working well together. Then you also check if it looks on phones and if everything feels consistent. What do I mean by consistency? If your fonts, if you're using one font for every header, make sure you're using one font family for every header. And then if you're using another font for now all the other text includes paragraph and all, make sure that it is consistent in all your pages, that the paragraphs are coming as this font. Okay. Mm?
Okay, ma'am.
Did you say anything?
I said, are you all still with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma.
If there's something you, if there is there something you have already, like it's yeah.
705.
Huh? Who is that?
Yes.
Kamsi, are you talking to me? Hey. Oh my god. Okay. Let me check if I have. Okay, it's not the same thing. No, but please search what you did during that class. Wait, I don't understand. What do you mean by Eze Kamsi? What do you mean by this? What do you mean by I wasn't yesterday, so I might not be able to understand what you are teaching, but I can grab some things.
Like,
What I taught yesterday was just about adding videos. Okay, adding videos to a site, and I'm sure that if you go to YouTube, you will watch it and understand. There's nothing complicated about adding videos. It's actually pretty simple. It was a fun class yesterday.
Is it
There's nothing.
simplest one?
Exactly.
okay.
So there's nothing complicated about it. What we are talking about today is just generally web design. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, that means you don't understand what I've been teaching you all along. Oh, the only thing we did
I
is just adding
understand.
video.
I
Okay.
understand. Not that I don't understand what you're saying, but I understand everything you're saying.
Okay. It's fine. Now let's continue. Okay. If you have a design already, you should go right now and look at it. No, you should go right now and look at it. Like the places we created an image gallery using tables, you can decide to add more things there to spice up that particular website. Add a consistent color scheme. Okay, if you're using two colors, make sure it's consistent. You can decide to just add a navbar to that your table image, and then add something else. Just make it look like a proper website. Fix text contrast and readability. If you've added a white color to a white background, go and fix it. Create clear visual hierarchy. If there's something you want to stand out, you make it stand out. Okay. And then there are some design inspiration resources. There are places you can easily get, like when you go to and you want to design about, let's say, you want to create a school website. You can always go to some of these places like awards.com, and it's kid friendly. There is also something called, do you know what Pinterest is?
Yes, ma.
Most of the time, you get inspirations from Pinterest. The inspirations on how you want your website to look, right? And then there's something called okay, so something called, it's if you go to your favorite website and you want to recreate it, you can just use that as a reference. Just looking at how theirs is, you try to change color and some other things there. And there are some design tools you need to know. There are color pickers, colors.co, Adobe Color. Just search for this color pickers. You see what it does. There are font pairs, which is font pair, free images. Okay, there's a place you can get icons like flat icon, Google material icons. There's also font awesome. Go and research all this because, like I said, there is no way we'll finish things right now. So I want you to research all this and know how you can make use of some of these tools. Okay.
Okay, ma.
Good. So you can, this material will still be available in the Learn School app. So you can always download it there and use it as a reference and check out certain things. Then another thing we need to know, accessibility in design. Okay, when you're designing, you make sure you're designing for everybody, including people with disability. Okay, to consider good color contrast, you have to make it clear, readable, alternative text for images. What do I mean by alternative text? Alt again. Some people use screen readers. Maybe they don't see clearly and they want use the Google Voice thing that reads out the entire website for them. When it gets to that image, it will read out the fact that there's an alternative there. They know that. I'm talking about blind people here. When they're going through a website, most times they use that Google Voice that reads out whatever content is there. They know that, okay, it will be reading out the navigation bar and everything, like everything about the content and the image. They say there's supposed to be a flower there, but because they cannot see, there's no way they will see it. But that Google Voice thing will say flower, full flower, everything. Like, I know you understand what I mean. Do you?
Yes, ma.
Okay, so you also remember to use good color contrasts. Like if you're using blue, like these people use just blue for their website. I feel this is a light, very, very light shade. And still the color is really beautiful. Like everything really came out so nice. And getting feedback, like I've been saying, ask others to look at your design. Questions to ask is, what stands out to you? First, I've told you this. Can you find specific information, like that's information you want them to find out? If they say yes, then you're doing a great job. Then you dislike or like about this website. Is anything confusing? This is a question to you. Problems. Apply one person, get feedback, make adjustments. Today, what did we learn? Basic design. Read on your screen. What did we learn today?
We learned music design, learned web design, colors, everything.
Theory, geology, visual. Design, erase. Hi, Gerard. Come on, how to improve exciting design. No, it's a very big one. I cannot understand it.
Okay. Now, this is your assignment.
Don't worry,
Create one page website that includes a header with a title and logo. We've not done this before, right? That's why I'm giving you. That's why I'm giving you, because what you are doing today is mostly research. You can see that this class is not too long, not too much talk. Tomorrow we are doing everything you're seeing on the screen. We're doing every single thing. But then I want you to go and do something that you show me at least. Let me know that I'm working with something. Okay? You will show me how where the header you created. I don't care how it looks. Make sure you create something and a navigation bar, at least two sections, and footer. How do you add footer? Using footer tag. Do it for me. You have your phone, if phone or laptop. That means you have access to the internet. So I want you to do that for me. That you learn and do that. Okay.
Okay, ma.
Okay, ma.
Good.
Okay,
Good.
ma.
I'm not looking for something perfect. Yes, I'm not looking for something perfect. I just want you to do something to show that actually that you are even using HTML.
I can do anything that it must not be perfect.
Yes, it mustn't be perfect. Just do something. Do your research. How do you?
But
How do
this we
you? That's
should
what I
do
want
our
you to do.
best.
Yes, do
Okay,
your
I'll try
best.
you.
But yeah, do your best. Do your best. Okay. Now your questions can come in.
I'll read through.
I want your questions to come in. There's still enough time for it.
I don't have any other. I don't
Or,
have any questions.
or screen. Who is talking?
Don't tell.
Okay. You don't have any question.
I don't have any. Can you go back to the assignment?
You
Screenshot. I can't screenshot it.
Ma, the network is cracking.
Mom. It's saying that you're not listening. Please playing. In your
He's not carrying himself anyway.
Why you feel like that? Something. Thank you, Anna.
Please, what's going on?
I think our teacher has left the class or
Are
something.
we through?
Yes, we are true. We just need questions. But true.
Yeah. Go back in time.
Okay.
For a moment.
6%.
Can we stay quiet for a moment?
Where is she?
Can we stay quiet for a moment?
Just gonna be waiting. There's nothing else I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna start.
I think we should just end the class so that data won't waste.
No, we can't end the class. It's not yet 12 o'clock.
And also, it's hard.
Just say you don't want to end the class yet.
Stop insulting somebody.
I'm not insulting you.
Yeah, think about what you just said now.
I just say let us end the class.
So you are indirectly saying that I don't know what I'm saying, Abby.
I'm not saying that.
It's not yet, it's just 11:30.
Wait. Wait, Kamsi and Etwa. Kamsi and Etwa, are you related in any way?
No.
What makes you think that they are related?
Don't you think they look alike?
No.
True.
It's a lie.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Ask someone around you. You actually look alike.
It's true. So the class is over, just questions needed, right?
Yes, just questions.
Okay.
Because there's something we need to do because I don't really want to enter my code today and do much. So if you have
Someone
questions,
was
we may just be
suggesting
dropping it.
that we end the class, that you'd be wasting data. Well, I said no, we can't end the class now. It's just 11:30.
Okay, I get if you okay.
Ma,
Yes,
let's go back to the assignment. I didn't finish it.
you're not serious. Since don't worry, let me share it. So I've shared my screen.
Oh.
Bye.
Do you have anything close by? Yeah.
Uh,
Wow. It's all right.
screenshot it
I'm not seeing anything now.
Ma, I can't see your screen.
right now.
Neither can I.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma.
Now, what do you mean by
Heather.
at least 2 sections?
What by what?
At least 2 sections.
Hey, the noise is too much. I can't hear anything. Like
What like on the assignment page? It said at least sections.
I taught you something about sections, right?
Yes.
Sections. Yeah, even if you have an image, and a text there, and then the next one you have another an image, something like that. Just section. Just having
Okay, ma'am.
to
Ma, is two images a section?
do different sections, just like how you have your links to. You have something. I showed you what a section looks like.
Them in the chat.
You can use. It's not. Yeah, you can have two images inside one tag and having something in there.
Mutually
Hmm?
Some people are saying you should unmute them.
Yes. I should do what?
Unmute them.
I didn't mute anybody today, so you're asking me to mute you. I did not mute anybody. Oh.
Yes, we are free as a bird.
Yes, I didn't mute even a single person in this class. So King David and Ifoma and yeah, Kamsi, unmute yourself. You are not muted. Okay, so I sent it to Roland.
I have a question.
What's your question? Who is that? Emmanuel?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's your question?
For our YouTube, for our website videos. For our website videos, right? And they're only giving me shorts. They're not giving me full videos.
So, like,
Hello?
Hello.
how long?
Pardon me?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Yes. They're giving you shows the video. I said, how long is the video that you're seeing?
Just up to 7 seconds, 14 seconds.
You are seeing only shots, like downloaded videos, or are you talking about the embed?
Yes, the embed.
You should go to, it depends on the one you want to share. Just any video you want to. Have you tried sharing the web development class?
Yes, ma'am.
Did it work?
No.
You tried sharing the web development class and it did not work. How? Did you copy the iframe like? Huh?
Maybe you should still check because most of the people I'm seeing here are muted.
I've been clicking and unmuting, but it's not even responding. There's nothing I can do anymore. I've been trying to unmute everyone as much as possible because assuming I did mute everybody, then you will not even be talking now. Neither will Paula or Tedu.
I'll be able to be stretching.
Hello?
Yes.
I think that was to me.
network is really crap.
Yeah, I can't even hear you clearly. I don't even know if you all can still hear me.
We can hear.
Yes, we can hear you.
Once we get to okay.
11:55.
Once we stay for 10 more minutes, we'll just leave, okay? Yeah, we'll just
Okay.
get to 11:50 or
45.
so, or just 40 something, and then we'll leave.
Okay. We will leave.
Yes, 11:45. Good.
So,
You helped your siblings with their scratch class, and you left you. Oh,
What?
hey. Wait, who is crying because of the assignments I pasted? Oh my god. I thought you all are unmuted. Who is still begging me to unmute? Huh?
People don't like assignments.
Yes, they don't.
me, I like assignments. So,
Yes.
I like to learn, but there is this particular type of learning I don't like. Assignments. Home is not the place to study.
Mm. Okay, good, Zoe. It's good that you love assignments. You're not. You're not adding anything else to the one we got today. Tomorrow we'll be creating a full website.
Miss Oluchi. Miss Oluchi. Miss Oluchi. Miss Oluchi. Sorry, does anyone know like who is sponsoring the program? My mom said she would like to be sponsoring
What?
the Easter
What?
IT program. My mom said she would like to know who is sponsoring the Easter IT program.
This program we're doing?
It's for free, right? We're not paying for it. We're not paying.
Which thing are you talking about?
ID.
Who is screen sharing?
Paula, what
Paula.
are you singing?
Whatever I want to sing.
Funny. Paula, do you actually by chance know who is sponsoring this program?
Digital dreams. Digital dreams.
No,
I think
not
it's
the name of this program. I said, who is sponsoring it? Like, do you know the meaning of sponsoring?
I know the meaning of sponsor. Kind of like,
Like they're using their own money to
yes.
sponsor it. They're using the money.
No, idea. I do not know anybody.
Okay.
It should be the school itself now.
Okay. But most things now, with the state of the economy, I don't think anybody would like to give anything for.
Are you talking about the Scratch program?
Not just the scratch. We have graphic designing, web designing.
Web designing. Yes.
I think Paula's brother is in graphics. My younger sister is in Scratch, and we all are in web design.
My sister, she's in graphic.
So my own sister is in Scratch.
Maybe they've bumped heads already.
What did you say?
Maybe they've met each other.
Okay, come. Stop screen sharing. Stop screen sharing.
Hey, come on, man! Stop screen sharing. No, you're not supposed to screen share. It's only the teacher, and you only screen share if you need help or something.
Who are you talking to?
Myself.
Whoever was screen sharing, that's who she's talking to.
So, Paula.
Okay.
Do you have any siblings?
Another person has started screen sharing again. These people should stop screen sharing.
Calm down.
Why are you telling me to calm down? I hate it when people are not following the rules.
Sorry.
It makes it harder for other people.
So, Paula, do you guys have any siblings?
I do. Why'd you ask?
Oh,
They cry for somebody to ask Paula. Somebody can ask me, somebody on the road that I only have a sister, so I will say no, not that I will ask. Why you ask me? That's kind of rude. Okay.
she just wants to know why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
So, what will you be doing during this free time now?
I know I'm doing my homework already, so I'll just send it at the end of class. So.
Now I'm doing my own homework later.
If it's hot pink, what should it be?
So, have you made your own web? Hello?
Yes.
Have you made your own design?
Yeah, that's what I'm finishing.
Oh. May I see?
Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to share my screen yet. Why should I share my screen?
I just want to see it.
Hi. You see how many? Thank you.
Are you doing it? Wow.
That is supposed to be my nav bar. Can someone give me a very good question? I will ask somebody. Smile today. Smile.
The class is over, all of you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So please, bye bye.
What?
The class is over.
Okay, ma.
Okay, bye. Bye. It's tomorrow. Make sure you most of you will be sharing your screen with me. Thank God we are not even too